We're in today with the legendary RTX 3060. We're gonna test this video card with this i7 9th gen. I'm gonna see how this 12 gig of VRAM with 192 bits bus width with 3500 shaders running at 1320 megahertz on the core clock with 1875 megahertz on the memory is holding in 4K gaming. 4K, it's like my monitor doesn't even work. No, I'm gonna enable DSR. This is the first time I'm trying to push this video card. I'm trying to push any video card in 4K. I will going to use that DSR. So if you have any help, please leave a comment. Any help will be ideal, you know, because I do want to test in the future a couple of more GPUs. I mean, a lot of GPUs, and maybe some technique or what you're interested to see would be ideal, you know. But regardless, I don't know nothing, and the only thing I know is just jump in, gun it, and then divert it in the right direction. So if I make any mistakes today, feel free to point them out. It's like first time. So let's jump in. Well, let's jump into World of Tanks and see how it's running, because this is the game that actually gave me the idea. And I just want to see how the game is performing with 4K. Let me show you the settings. So I'm in 4K with 60 Hz and maximum details. This is exactly what I need from this game. Lots of power from this video card. Seriously, the core it's not holding. You know, it's too much for this 3060 core. But overall, I got like nearly 300 watts. So the GPU it's on maximum TDP. That is showing me total power, you know, on the video card 99%. It's maxed out, so it's giving you maximum 170 watts consumption. So you cannot expect more from this video card, only if you overclock it. But I don't know what you have to take the power limit off. You have to increase the power limit in MS Afterburner, I'm guessing. But the temperature is good. There's no need to over push this video card because it's not worth it. So I got like 59 degrees with 1000 RPM. The video card is mega quiet, you know. So I got like 70 FPS on 4K maximum resolution. I expect nothing else. It's quite fantastic, you know. Let's see a blind shot there. Maybe we get lucky. Didn't do nothing. Maybe it hit somebody. 4.5 gig of VRAM, that's okay. System RAM, 6.7 gig of system RAM. With 8 gig of system RAM, you can play 4K, seriously. This is absurd. And TDP on the CPU, it's nearly to nothing because it doesn't consume a lot. It's not being used, you know. You can barely see the CPU on 30-40%. So overall, the resolution is too big for this. I think the core, it's pushed beyond its limit. I think 2K will be ideal, or 1440p. 1440p. Let's test GTA 5 and see how it's running with everything is maxed out here, seriously. So maximum details in GTA 5. Wait, did you thought you can actually play 4K with maximum details GTA 5? All right. Okay, so let's take a drive. Let's see, maybe we can actually sell this car without scratching it, and see if what's the verdict on 4K gaming with GTA 5. It damn looks really awesome, seriously. The details, the amount of clarity, sharpness, everything, it's just right with this. But on the wattage, apparently, this is the most important one, because that power meter, 250 watts overall. So where is the 50 watts? I got 150 watts on the GPU and 100 left for the CPU and the whole system to share. That's it, 250 watts overall in GTA 5. 4K is not playable with maximum details in GTA 5. You can actually see that the minimals and 1% is not ideal. System RAM, it's nearly to 9 gig, 8.6 gig of system RAM being used, and 8.3 gig of VRAM from the GPU. So an 8 gig video card doesn't cut it if you're interested on maxing out GTA 5 on 4K. This is weird to actually see this. Okay, what I can do is go into the graph. I'm gonna start from frame scale with 50%. It's playable, 60 FPS, 50% render scale down, and I got playable FPS. Wow, I don't want this. I would rather have seriously something different, you know. I'd rather play maxed out on 1440p with 1080p and stuff like that with maxed out. It means nothing. Actually, it looks fantastic, seriously. We can actually go and increase just a little, you know, on 50%, maybe 0.75, like 30-40 frames. Oh, it looks really snappy, and the lights, everything. I'm not gonna lie, looks awesome, but it's only 30 FPS. So if you're interested on taking the campaign on, I think this is a good way. The GPU on 4K in GTA 5 is struggling because of the core. So you need a faster core instead of VRAM. You can put it to render scale to 0.7 and you will get better FPS because you can actually see 7.5 gig of VRAM in order to keep that VRAM on check, and aside from that, faster core, and that's it. Let's jump into Cyberpunk and see how it's running with this video card on 4K. Not gonna lie, it feels very horrible. 20-30 FPS. Ooh, okay, so let's see the details. So on video I have 4K, and on preset it's Ray Tracing Ultra. Let's see how this video card is behaving. The low FPS is expected because the core is maxed out. The wattage is not actually, because the CPU is not even on maximum. So I have an overall of 290 watts for the computer. So on 290, you got like 160 watts. We got 160 watts on the GPU with 50-60 on the CPU, so it's justifiable because the rest of the wattage is on the system. Pumps, fans, other stuff that is in the computer that is eating, and it's adding up on this. On maximum details without any scale, actually I think DLSS is on automatic in order to keep this FPS. So I'm 100%, if I turn off DLSS and make it custom, that would be hilarious, seriously. Off. It will be even horrible. Yep, without DLSS. This is funny because this is what they said. Without DLSS in Cyberpunk, you'll get 11 FPS even with an RTX 3090. 3090, I don't know. I'm with 3060 here, and I'm spitting balls, man. 11 FPS. So no DLSS, yeah? Alright, 4K with DLSS now. Put it on ultra performance, DLS sharpening 0.05. Let's see. 45 FPS. Playable. Alright, so on ultra performance apparently we get decent FPS. Exactly what I need. So if I want to do some missions and I have a kick-ass monitor for 4K, I think it will be cool to have this. Do I like it? Yeah, I like it. I like how it's working, seriously. I'm not gonna lie. 4K is good with this. Alright, Cyberpunk, you had my attention. Okay, how about ultra performance with low details? Low details with DLSS on ultra performance on 4K, 93 FPS. So you can adjust the details just in case you want it in your way. You know, maybe high details, sharpening, anti-aliasing, you know. But on low details with ultra performance, you can adjust it in such a way that you can play really nice. Let's try God of War. Let's see the settings we have. So on display I'm on 4K, borderless, no render scale, no FSR, no DLSS. I'm gonna go for vanilla here on maximum details. This is kind of interesting to see because I got 170 watts. So on the meter I got like 270. That's kind of weird, seriously, to see that amount of wattage. Definitely the core is too weak for this video card. And the VRAM, it's too much. You know, you don't need this amount of VRAM. I wish I can transfer the VRAM into more core power, but that's the only thing I can do. The GPU is reaching max TDP, so there's no point of butchering the video card with this 4K. I think 1440p will be ideal for this video card, seriously. But I wanted to see how 4K is handling a couple of video cards, because in the future I want to test more on 4K. So I have a base reference with 3060, you know, so 170 watts maximum TDP for this video card. On the other side, I got like a really nice temperature, because this is a big fan GPU. It's got a big, nice, fat shroud, you know, and it's keeping the GPU cool on 60 degrees. Even if the core is mega loaded with 1200 RPMs. So yeah, averaging over 23 FPS on minimals and 28 on 1%. Those are not good numbers, seriously. But This is maximum details. Yeah. How about if we put it DLSS, ultra performance? Let's see. Ultra performance DLSS with ultra details on 4K. In God of War, you can get around 50 FPS. We need to average some FPS here and see how it's running. Apparently, that's our cue. Apparently, DLSS ultra performance doesn't impact a lot. Keep looking to see it faster, but nothing is that. It runs really nice. That's it. Yeah, I like it. God of War with DLSS is working nice on 4K with ultra performance. Yeah, so I got my first win with this 3060 on 4K. Okay, let's test Hogwarts Legacy and see how it's running on 4K. Let's see the settings. I'm on ultra details with maximum ray tracing. So everything is on maximum ray tracing, maximum details, everything. On resolution, I'm on 4K with no rendering resolution modifications and no upscale. VSync is off, uncapped, motion blur off. Yes. 250 watts, 150 on the GPU and 23 on the CPU. So the CPU is not struggling. I got 17.7 gig of system RAM used with 9.3 gig of VRAM. This is maximum it can get. And it's getting 97% near the TDP. And that's it. The core is maxed out. So if you want to play like this, you cannot with this video card on 4K. This is not the way you need to do it. So we got render scale and DLSS. Yes, I'm gonna put it to 33% because we go for the lowest one, and that's it. Oh, 40 FPS. Okay, so 33% on the render scale, that is 720p with 4K. Apparently it gives you 45 FPS. But there's no point. Just put it on 1080p and that's it. But it's the resolution. And apparently on the render scale, it's kind of edgy, you know. Even though I got anti-aliasing, it feels kind of weird. Regardless, I got 17 gig of system RAM used, so I dropped 0.7 gig of system RAM with 8.1 gig of VRAM instead of 9. So 150 watts is the same. I got better 1% and minimals on the other side of this conversation. So it is possible, but you have to lose the details. 1080p, it's kind of good, but for high details, but not 4K apparently. I'm gonna keep it ultra. I'm gonna go in 100% render scale with upscale DLSS ultra performance. I think with this resolution, apparently it's working really nice. So I like how it's working. I like the specs. Only difference is using more system RAM. Apparently here I get 17.7 gig of system RAM, so we added more system RAM. 8.7, 8.9. The more time you spend in the game, the more VRAM it will add. 8.9. Okay, so VRAM, it's loading it based on how you're running through the map. Last of Us, yes. See the graphics. Maximum. I think maximum is on custom. I remember because I disable motion blur. On maximum details on 4K with this game, you get like a 25 FPS. And that's not really ideal for a game like this. 160 watts. I'm looking at the wattage, 260, 265, 270. Around 270 watts overall, the whole computer. Yes, the CPU is not doing the job, so there's nothing I can ask from this. 11.3 gig of VRAM. Damn, son, this is a game that actually eats the video card and makes it stay on its knees. Seriously, the game looks fantastic, man. The edges, the hair, the flies, the shadow, the cables, everything on the wall, the bricks and how. But look at the GPU, maxed out, 20 FPS. There is nothing I can do here. I'm gonna lower this on low details and see. Low details with 4K resolution. To me, I don't see a lot of difference on low details, if you're asking me seriously. The only thing I see is that 45 FPS. That is better for me, seriously. I see the wall. It's not that shiny like previously, but disregarding, I like how it's working. That's it. 30-40 FPS, 7.5 gig of VRAM used, 140 watts. Overall, the wattage is 300. Wow, 300 watts comparing it to previously. I'm guessing because on low details, the CPU comes in action too, you know, so you can get more FPS. Can you play on 4K with this 3060? Yeah, depend on what games do you want. But if I was in that position to have this 3060, I will not max out the GPU, because I know every single time the game that is in the same year with the video card, they're not, how shall I say, maxable, you know. That game, you cannot max it. Only after 2 or 3 generations of GPUs are released. Back in the days, if you had in 2010 a new video card bought in that same day, a game was launched, you cannot max it out. You have to wait like 2012, 13 or something like that, 14, until that GPU is capable of maxing out the game from 2010. Like a couple of years later, you will end up maxing out the games that we tested today with 4K easy in the future, you know. So imagine 5090 maxing out God of War and Cyberpunk and Last of Us and stuff like that. I'm guessing it will be interesting. It will be interesting in the future to test those video cards with older game on maxed out. But I'm guessing the ideal will be to take this video card and go back in time with 3060 when it was released, you know, 3060 when it was released, and go a couple of years back in time to see some older games, how it's running with this. Oh, modern games. Well, I don't care about modern games. It's not for modern games. So 30 series from, let's say, 2020, I'll put 2018 or 2016 games on this video card in order to play decent, to have 60 FPS with maximum resolution. Let's do that one day, seriously. Get some older titles and see how it's running with this mammoth of a video card. It is a mammoth of a video card, 3060. What do you think about 4K with this video card?